guys, my name is Yane and welcome back to this channel. Today we're going to talk about how to get out of a rut. So around 3 weeks ago, I found myself falling into a rut. Due to personal issues and life circumstances, I wasn't able to do many things that I was able to do before. Before, I was pretty productive. I like to read lots of books. I like hitting the gyms and taking different courses online. But for the past 3 weeks, I felt mentally and physically drained. I couldn't wake up in my usual time. I lost motivation to do a lot of things, and I just don't feel the excitement to do the things that I was passionate about before. Everything felt like a chore to me, and I just want to lie down the whole day. If you have felt like this before, you are not alone. I know a lot of people has experience of this, and many of you don't even know what the reason is. And a lot of time, getting into a rut doesn't need any reason. It just happens psychologically. 2 weeks and 3 weeks ago, I didn't even know what happened. And I didn't even want to get out of this. I just wanted to stay in that state so I don't have to do anything. It didn't feel good to not do anything, but also, what's the point if you lost all the excitement for the things you're gonna do? And to be honest, I know I'm not completely out of the rut yet, but by following the advice that I'm gonna share with you in this video, I felt a lot better, and I think I'm getting back on track in life. And I can feel that I will get out of the rut in the near future. So hopefully this video is gonna help you to get out of your rut as well. First of all, before I start, congratulations. I want you to take a moment to appreciate yourself. Although you're in a rut now, you are watching this video and you are trying to get out of it. And that is the very first step. You are taking initiative to get yourself out of a negative situation. And how amazing is that? And I remember just 2 weeks ago, everything was meaningless to me. Everything was dull. And since you're watching this video, you're already starting to get out of it. And that is a huge step, that is amazing, and that is worth celebrating. So take a moment to appreciate yourself and know that you recognize your situation and now you're trying to get out of it. I am very proud of you to try to get yourself out of this hole. Yeah, so you have recognized that you are in some sort of weird situation. Nothing is normal like before. Some of the signs are you lost motivation. The things that excited you before now seem dull and uninteresting. You're feeling bored or dissatisfied. You're constantly searching for meaning or something that can fulfill you. A decline in productivity or creativity. You find yourself procrastinate a lot more. You just don't want to do the things that you used to do. A sense of stagnation. You just feel your life passing by without growth or progress. Recognize those signs is powerful because then you can acknowledge the situation you're in and start working on them. After you recognize the sign, now you just have to accept the situation. Yes, I am in a rut right now. Yes, I don't feel motivated. Yes, everything seems slow. And you have to accept that that is where you are right now. A rut can happen to anyone. I'm sure everyone in their life will experience that in some point. And the key is to accept that without judgment. Instead of telling yourself that I'm just lazy, instead of telling yourself that I will be better tomorrow, you should accept that I'm in a rut right now and that it's okay. You don't have to think negatively about yourself. You don't have to always convince yourself that it's gonna be better tomorrow. You don't have to judge yourself and you don't have to be harsh on yourself. Blaming yourself will not get you out of this situation. Let go of your judgment and focus your energy on how to get better. You acknowledge that you're in a rut right now and tell yourself that it's okay. Know that it's only temporary. It's not gonna last forever. Be compassionate to yourself and take your time you need for yourself. I know a lot of you experience a rut without any reasons. It just happened out of nowhere, and that is okay. But for me, because I've experienced some personal issues and I know the exact reason why, and I think it's helpful to identify the cause behind it because then you can start to work on the issue behind it. I'm not saying there must be a reason, but it could be a lot of different minor stresses that add up to your life that lead you to this emotional depleted state. It's okay if you can't find the exact reason, but it's helpful to help you reflect your life by asking questions like, what parts of life bring me joy? What's making me unhappy or stressed now? Is my relationship fulfilled? Is my job feel like a dead end? Am I doing the things for myself or just out of obligation? Am I staying in the situation just because I've invested in it, but it's not fulfilling anymore? Self-reflection can be very uncomfortable, but so is a rut. So in order to get out of it, you have to reflect more about yourself. Now I want you to stop digging the hole deeper. Imagine that the rut is the bottom of the hole. You don't want to dig deeper, but we often dig it deeper without realizing it. The first one is negative self-talk. Stop telling yourself that I will never get out of this. Stop telling yourself that I'm just lazy. None of that is true, because negativity is a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you talk negatively about yourself, you start to believe it. And when you start to believe it, you start to find evidence to support it, which will lead you to believe it more. And vice versa is true too. If you start to talk positively about yourself, you will start to believe it. And you will start to find evidence to support it. And the second one is overworking yourself instead of resting. Many of us are conditioned to believe that resting is bad. It means lots of productivity, it's a waste of time, you're losing money, you're losing everything, you're losing your creativity. But that is not true, because overworking without resting can only lead to a bigger loss of productivity and wasting of time because you are not in the right state to be productive. Alright, cut yourself some slack and embrace rest. Eliminate negative self-talk and give yourself a break. Getting out of a rut doesn't happen instantly. It takes time, so give yourself space and time to do it. I know it's very hard to think about it when you're in a rut right now. You're constantly thinking, how can I get out of this? Trust me, I have experienced it 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. I was constantly worrying about my productivity, and I was constantly worrying about when can I get out of this. It's completely valid to have this kind of thoughts. Just have to remind yourself that it is okay that I have these thoughts right now, and they're only temporary. The rut is only temporary. It will not last forever. It may take time. It may take time longer than other people maybe, but it will end. And that's just what's happening to me right now. I'm slowly getting out of it, and I'm sure you will too. And now when you feel like it, when you feel like you can at least start to do something, you should now create your movement. A lot of us think that you need motivation to create action, but a lot of us don't realize that the opposite is also true, and that is the paradox of motivation. You need to do something to be motivated. You cannot always depend on the motivation to do something. Remember to break down the big thing into very, very small parts. For example, you used to go to the gym for 30 minutes a day, but today, since now you cannot do it, it's also okay to start by going there for 5 minutes. Hey, for the past week, you cannot go to the gym at all, but today at least you can dress yourself and go to the gym for 5 minutes. It could be only like a 5 minutes bicycle, 5 minutes treadmill, and that is okay. You don't have to go back to that 30-minute intense exercise in one day. That is not realistic. Today you can go there for 5 minutes, and tomorrow you can try to go there for 10 minutes, and 2 days later you can try to go there for 50 minutes. Just increase the amount day by day. And for another example, if you have to write 3,000 words, it's very scary to write it in a day. You have to dedicate 10 hours into that, and that is very daunting and scary, and you cannot do that when you're in a rut. But instead, you just tell yourself, I am gonna write 5 minutes for today. It may just be 50 words, it may just be 100 words, and that is okay. And tomorrow, maybe you can write for 10 minutes. And 2 days later, maybe you can write for 30 minutes. And maybe when you're writing that in 30 minutes, you start to think like, oh, I can write a little bit more. And then 30 minutes turns into 45 minutes and then turns into an hour. And that could happen too. I remember 2 weeks ago, I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to write anything because I need to write script for my videos. And sometimes it takes hours for me to research and write it down. And it was very daunting for me to think about it. I have to dedicate hours into writing a script. And then a few days ago, I just started to tell myself, okay, you just have to dedicate 5 minutes into researching the topic. Okay? And then the next day, you just have to dedicate 10 minutes to write a little bit. And then day by day, I got more and more time into it, and I spent a few hours yesterday to write a script, and then finally I could finish the work. So yeah, that's how I did it. That's how I tried to get myself out of a rut and try to do the work. Remember, always celebrate your small wins. Appreciate yourself that you have done 5 minutes of work. I know you can do a lot better when you're in your normal state. You can do 12 hours of work a day, and that's completely fine when you're normal. But remember, you're in a rut right now and nothing is normal. Everything seems to stop. Everything is negative. So when you can do it for 5 minutes, that's really worth celebrating already. Build the momentum by taking action, and soon you will find your motivation. Trust me, because I am experiencing it right now. I am getting out of my rut right now because I took little small actions day by day. And one of the ways that really helped me is trying to change the routine. Remember, it doesn't have to be big. Just have to start it small. And it helps you to break free from the monotony, and at least makes you feel that you're regaining control of your life by making small changes of it. Introduce new habits, shaking up your schedule so that your life doesn't feel like predictable and mundane anymore. You start to discover new interests and new hobbies. Try a new hobby or workout routine. Maybe you used to run 30 minutes a day. Maybe today you can try 10 minutes yoga. Just do a little different workout. It doesn't have to be big. And actually, like, the more relaxing, the more it helps as well. So don't think about like intense work. Don't think about drastic changes. And also you can try taking a different route to work. Also, you can try to visit the part of the city you have never visited, and just try to visit the neighborhood you've never been before. Try to attend a course that you have always wanted to attend. Saying yes to the small social dates so you can meet up with new people. And I'm not kidding, just a small change of routine helped me immensely. I used to play the piano at night, and when I was in a rut, I couldn't even play the piano for like 1 week or so. But then I tried to change my routine a little bit. I tried to move it up to the day. So I tell myself, okay, I'm just gonna play the piano in the morning for 5 minutes. And then 5 minutes turns into 10 minutes, 10 minutes turns into half an hour. I found joy in the playing piano again because checking up the schedule brought novelty into my life. Our brains love novelty, and it makes you feel better and makes you more consistent in the future. Besides taking actions and try to bring your work back into life, other times when you don't feel like doing anything, when you feel like you just want to relax, remember those are the times that you should focus on your self-care. Prioritize yourself, prioritize your self-care. There are lots of different ways to take care of yourself. Taking deep breaths, meditating, mindfulness, eating a nourishing meal, replenish yourself with plenty of water, move your body by stretching or yoga, go out for a walk in the nature, take enough time for yourself to sleep well, taking breaks from the difficult projects that you need to do, spending time with your loved ones, spending time with your families and friends, just stare out the window and think nothing and do nothing. Take a piece of paper, you can try to draw something, or you can try to write something, or you can try to journal. Again, it can feel very counterproductive to rest all day, but you have to know that this is what you need. That's what human brains need in order to get back on track again. We actually need more rest to be more creative and productive. And the last thing is to practice gratitude and affirmation. Remember to be grateful for your life, even though you're in a rut right now. I know it's very hard and know that everything feels like it's not going in your way. And that is okay. You have to remember that everything happens for a reason. I truly believe that getting into a rut is a lesson for me. It means there's something I had to learn from it. You may not see it when you're in that situation right now, and that is okay. But you have to remind yourself that you still have to be grateful for your life. Okay, remind yourself that the situation is temporary, and you have to be grateful for what's happening to you, even though it's not good. I remember 3 weeks ago, yes, I was feeling very, very bad. I feel depressed, I don't feel motivated to do anything, but I remember I still tried to ask myself to be grateful for. other things in my life. It doesn't have to feel very vague, like you're grateful for everything in your life, but just be grateful for the small things that you have. Like, even though you're in a rut, you are still having a good meal, you can still drink lots of water, your body is still healthy, at least you can take a rest. You can take a rest as long as you can, which you couldn't do it when you are in normal state. Just don't forget to be grateful. And I was able to do that because I have a habit of journaling every night, and I have different journaling prompts, and one of them is to be grateful for the 3 things that I have today. And it helps wonderfully into making you feel grateful for your life. Although I was in a rut, but I was still able to find something, however small, to be grateful for. And it's true to you too. No matter how bad you feel right now, you can always find something to be grateful for. And remember, what you're grateful at, that thing will expand. And besides gratitude, the other thing is to have positive self-affirmation. You create positive affirmation for yourself. Like, I am capable of overcoming the challenges that comes in my way. I'm deserving of happiness and success. This is only temporary, and I will get out of the rut in the near future. Constantly giving yourself positive talk. And like I said before, it is a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you believe positively about yourself, then you will start to believe it. When you start to believe it, you will start to find evidence to support your belief. Then when you believe it more, and you think more positively, it is a never-ending cycle. You should be grateful for any small thing in your life. Like for the fact that you have food today on your table, the fact that you have friends to support you, the fact that you have a lovely family, the fact that you have access to the internet and you are watching this video right now. You're doing the best you can already in a situation like that. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that already worth celebrating? Getting out of a rut isn't about making huge life changes in a night. It's about small, intentional, consistent actions that bring you back to life again. And the universe, or the God, if you believe it, got you back. It may seem very dark right now, but remember, there's always something to learn from it. You may not see it right now, but as you start to feel better, you will start to see what lessons it's teaching you. I think for me, it got me to make this video to help you. It got me to reflect more about myself and more about what's happening in my life and how to work on that and how to get out of it. So take it easy and just remember, taking rest is for the longer journey ahead. And just experience life in its highest and also its lowest. That's just how life is. And it would mean so much to me if this video can help you. And if you like it, you can give the videos a thumbs up and subscribe to me for future videos. And I hope I'll see you next time. Okay, bye bye.